Colette said about making Buck's sandwich. I inquired about her late return home the night before. The restaurant closed at 10, and she normally arrived home around midnight after working a late shift. But it had been after 2 when she came through our front door last night. I knew because I'd stayed up late in my bedroom binge-watching home renovation shows. What can I say? I'm addicted to them. You were late getting home last night. Problems at the restaurant? She seemed to stiffen and hesitated before replying. No problems. She added another slice of cheese to Buck's sandwich and closed the press. I picked up one of the halves of my warm panini. Let me guess. You finally had that glass of wine the sommelier has been begging you to drink with him. Buck straightened in his seat next to me. The sommelier's been hitting on you? That's harassment. You should turn him in. He's not in my chain of command, Colette said. He's just a coworker. Besides, I'd hardly call his behavior harassment. All he did was ask if I'd like to sample a rare vintage he'd bought. Buck's eyes narrowed. You and who else? Only me. He knew I'd appreciate it. It was a $200 bottle of Burgundy, a 2008 Domaine Le Fleuve Pouligny Montrachet Le Foletaire Premier Cru. Having been born and raised in New Orleans, Colette spoke French impeccably. Buck's attempt to speak the language, on the other hand, was downright embarrassing. La-di-da, he said. Merci beaucoup. How was the wine? I asked. Colette kissed her fingertips. Magnifique. Buck scowled. I wondered if he could be jealous. My cousin and my best friend got along well, even ribbed each other on a regular basis, but I'd never considered that either of them might be interested in something more than friendship. His reaction told me that maybe I'd been naive. Then again, Buck was old-fashioned, a Southern gentleman. He could be simply looking out for Colette. I thought I smelled something cooking. Our third roommate, Emily, entered the kitchen, still in her pajamas, despite the fact that it was 1:30 in the afternoon. Her coppery hair was pulled up in a wide pile on top of her head. She rubbed her eyes with her freckled hands, looking only half awake. Buck lifted his chin in greeting. Hey there, Raggedy Ann. Hey, Buck. She turned her attention to Colette. What are you making? Paninis, Colette said as she lifted the top of the device. Want one? Emily slid onto a stool next to my cousin. Do you even have to ask? Emily was a nursing student in her early 20s, 7 years younger than Colette and me. She worked as a waitress at the same fancy restaurant where Colette served as a chef. That's where they'd met. The 3 of us had become roommates only a few short weeks ago. Colette had broken up with her long-term boyfriend and needed a new place to live. Emily's previous roommate got a job transfer and left her looking for a new living arrangement. I've been living like a hobbit in the converted pool house behind my parents' house, and it had been high time for me to get a place of my own. Although Buck and I had originally planned to flip this place, we decided it made more sense for me to move in rather than put it on the market. I'd invited Colette and Emily to share the house with me. The 3 of us got along great. Colette did the grocery shopping and cooking, Emily did most of the indoor cleaning, and I made repairs and maintained the lawn. From each according to her ability, as well as 1/3 of the utilities. Colette set Buck's plate in front of him. Eat up, big boy. He picked up the sandwich, took a bite, and moaned in bliss. Colette smiled. I take it you like the surprise? He nodded and rubbed his tummy as he chewed. She sauntered over to the fridge, retrieved a pitcher of sweet tea, and poured him a glass to go along with the sandwich. With Buck all set, she proceeded to prepare one for Emily. Emily turned toward me and Buck, running her gaze over our work boots and coveralls. Y'all got a carpentry job today? I'd spent the morning at one of the properties Home and Hearth managed, replacing a couple of rotten boards on the back deck. Buck had been helping his father and his younger brother, Owen, build a custom entertainment center at a house in Nolensville. But after lunch, we planned to head over to a property I'd just purchased with the help of Marv and Wanda Hartley, the owners of Home and Hearth. The Hartleys were a kind, down-to-earth couple nearing retirement age. They'd known Buck and I were looking for a property to flip, and they realized the fixer-upper on a quiet, established cul-de-sac could be the perfect project for us. They'd not only brought the listing to my attention, but also had made me a loan at a ridiculously low interest rate.